Okay, page 4. I'll go for refuge and turn my enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I'll go for refuge and turn my enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and to be enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sangye joda zoge jonam lo chanjo bardo dane gyabsoch Nage jinso gebe sonam ge dola benyere sangye dubare sho Sangye joda zoge jonam lo chanjo bardo dane gyabsoch Nage jinso gebe sonam ge dola benyere sangye dubare sho Sangye joda zoge jonam la chanjo bardo dane gyabso che Nage jinso gebe sonam ge Dola penjere sangye drubare sho. Next page. Okay, I'll quickly explain this verse in Tibetan, which some of us do not know the meaning. Page 4, which we just read, the translation there, but word meaning. If you know the meaning, the benefit is that that every time you read it with the meanings reflected, your mind, the growth will be much faster, much richer. The first, Sangye is Buddha. Sangye, Chu is Dharma. Chu, Tang is and Tsok is accumulation or collection, Tsok. Ki is the linking word. Chok is supreme, Chok. Nam la. Nam is these, and la is two. La is two. Changchup is enlightenment or awakening. Changchup. Partu, until or till that point. Partu. Dak, again I. Dak. Ni is the linking word. Kyapsuchi, go for refuge. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. Third line, Dak, again I. Dak. Ki is the linking word, the expressing act of doing something. Jin is generosity. Jin is generosity or giving. Sok is etc. So, etc. So, kipa is done or dead. Kipe, tsok, again same. Tsok is accumulation. Tsok, namki, by these. Nam is these. Ki is by these. Do is migrators. Do. Go, but it's migrators referring to sentient beings. Do. La is 2 or 4. 2 or 4, Dola. Pen is benefit. Chir is in order to. Chir. Sangye, Buddha. Drupa, accomplish, attain. Drupa, shok. Shok is may. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. Okay, this is meaning. We'll read this, we'll say this 3 times in Tibetan and see if you understand the meaning. Because that if you don't know the meaning, you read it, and that is a form of blessing, but the benefit is so less. When you read the meaning, when you read it with the meanings reflected, And of course, the next verse, that is a translation, but a word-to-word translation. If you don't know that, this will be a little tough on us. So if you know the word-to-word meaning, for example, like I don't understand Sanskrit, but when we recite the mantra, Om Ye Dharma mantra, which we are reciting now, when we read this, I know the meaning. What each of these words mean, I know that. So that overall I get a picture of what this mantra is, and the benefit is extremely, extremely, extremely great. And how benefit is great, again, this is something that we have to learn. Okay, so we'll say this 3 times and see if particularly those people who already know the meaning, make sure that when we recite any of these, the verses, the passages, there are 3 ways of reciting these. Number 1, the words flow. Words flow, full stop. You just, words flow and your mind is distracted elsewhere. Or you don't know the meaning. With the words flow, this is one way of reading. Another way of reading is words flow and the meanings reflected. Meanings reflected, these 2 things. Number 3, the best is words flow, meanings reflected, and experiences invoked. Third one is very difficult. We can't expect to have the third one at this moment, but so what we do here is a study. For majority of us, studying the Dhamma for the first time, you know the meaning, then study more, then the meanings go deeper and deeper within you, and then you start experience. For example, like say talk about emptiness, goosebumps come in the body, and you all say physiological responses. Physiological responses, your mind will, moment you think about emptiness, instantly your agitated mind subsides and you feel the tranquility, extreme tranquility. So all these things are on the level of the invoking experience, and that will take time. But the first 2 we can do. The second one we can do. Words flow and meanings reflected. That we can do. The third one, it depends on entirely on the individual's effort. And for example, say some of the seniors, say who study, reflect, meditate. So these people, over the extended period of time, few years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, then gradually experiences grow in you, and you just recite verses and meanings are deeply reflected and experiences invoked. You can see the direct effect. Then you can infer what the Prince Siddhartha was doing under the Bodhi tree when becoming enlightened, what the Buddha was doing exactly. You can infer what that is like, that experience like. Okay, with this mind, we'll recite this 3 times together to see if you can reflect on the meanings. Sangye joda zoge jonam no chanjo bardo tane kyavzo jem tage jinzo gebe sonam ge Cholo penjere sangye jubare jo sangye joda zoge jonam no chanjo bardo dane gyavzo je tage jinso kebe sonamge cholo penjere sangye jubare jo sangye jodo zoge jonam lo chanjo bardo dane gyavzo je tage jinso kebe sonamge Tolo penjere sangye jubare sho. Okay, next page. Page 6. Again, I'm going to quickly explain the meaning of the mantra, Ye Dharma mantra. This is extremely precious mantra. And once you know the meaning, it'll be good that whenever you travel on airplane, by ships, or by car, or by train, taking a walk in the wilderness. Walk in the wilderness, just see that you recite this mantra for all the creatures, human beings, spirits, creatures, like insects, worms, for all of them, trillions and trillions of beings can be benefited out of you reciting this mantra for them. So with this mind, okay, with this mind, the first, the mantra, essence of dependent origin mantra, Om, the main, inverted main. Tune to jail. Tanshaba. Tune to the Umare. Jail. Tula. Okay, seems like for the Russians now, because there's no power, we have to do the consecutive. So I will say something and then Tenstumla will translate. Okay. First syllable Om. Hello. Inverter on. I see. You can hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Maybe we can do some question answers. If you have questions, yes, presents. Okay, Leon.
Geshe, like about the silence, because you mentioned that the retreat is also silence and discussion, but you never mentioned about the silence, like what the time of silence. They didn't say anything about it, so I wanted to clarify.
Thank you. Okay, Pandal, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Alexi, can you hear me? Tenstumla, can you hear me? Good. What Leon said, yes, Leon is bringing up a very important point, that the silence part of the meditation, of the retreat, is that the, but this is just question answer. And the idea is that this is a very rigorous study program, and for the time being this morning, you may feel that it's easy. Gradually it becomes more and more intense, with the cognitively more intense. As such, that that we need to see that we need to have the intelligence activated, brain activated, and all of us, if you take part in this, no doubt your brain will be activated 100%. For that matter, we take the maximum advantage of our being together, particularly in the group discussions, eating food instead of just talking about where you're from, and did you go to Thailand? It's a beautiful place. These are all just a waste of time. Just focus your time on what we have learned, particularly about the concepts, complicated concepts. Bring them during your group discussions, during food, and taking circumambulation around the stupa and around the Buddha Maitreya, Aranagarjuna, and so forth. So this is the time for us to activate our intelligence. And you wouldn't believe that in 10 days, it's going to be enormous activation of brain that will happen to you. And this is one part. Which means that let us not waste our time talking, gossiping, or talking nonsense, talking the just trivial things. It is such a precious opportunity for us to be in this place, the land where the Buddha became enlightened, and in Root Institute. This is one part. Second part about the silence is that the after dinner till tomorrow morning prayers, or after dinner till tomorrow, the next day, morning breakfast. Till that point, silence. And group discussion, optional group discussion is exception. This again, you are activating your intelligence. Otherwise, the moment you leave this hall, after lunch, after dinner, till the next day, morning breakfast is silence. Observe silence, and in your, let's say, in your dormitories also, don't just gossip. And as I said earlier, I made a very strong request, particularly to the people who already know about these retreats, and when we can actually skip, and don't do that, don't teach others. So let everybody take the maximum advantage of your presence in this place. So this says what all we're doing. Silence and activation brain happening together. Okay, next question. Any question that you might have? Yes.
I'm trying to phrase this question because it's a bit complicated in my mind. But in the previous section, we established from numerous examples that the people around us, all the other people are happy, that makes us happy too. And we said that this is the way of our happiness too. But then I was thinking that everybody, all other sentient beings, won't be happy. Everybody won't be happy. So with bodhicitta, we basically just got to the point where we wish for everybody to be happy, but they're not happy yet. So how does that make us happy instead of being sad for them?
This is a good question. This is a good question. Okay, the question is, Peter, you correct me if I'm wrong. The question is that this morning we talked about the purpose of life. Purpose of life, you may give different answers. Purpose of life, I'm not interested in the purpose of life. I came here just to Bodh Gaya to see a new place, right? Even that's the purpose of your life, a small purpose of your life. So the point is that the next question is, what is that if you see a new place? That makes me happy. You're getting it? Again, we see that it boils down to that it makes me happy. So then what we said is that they say it seems very selfish motivation, where whatever you do, the purpose is eventually make yourself happy. So what we said is that two things. One is that we should be very realistic. Realistic meaning that we have to begin from where we are. Don't begin from air. Begin from the ground. And the ground is that we all have some degree of selfishness there. This is from where we have to begin. Then second point that we said is that when you reach this thought more on a sophisticated level, then say wishing good things for yourself, wishing good things for others, these two become synonymous. Wishing. So here we see that the desire to get the maximum happiness for yourself, desire to give the maximum happiness for others, these two become synonymous. So therefore you will not put effort for your own benefit. Because you go for others, your benefit automatically as a side product. It happens. Now the question is that it makes you happy, but when you think about others' pains, you become very compassionate to others' pain, it makes you more sad. Right? So instead of giving happiness, it may give you pain? This is a very serious question. Do you all follow the question? Okay. So the answer, the full answer will come gradually. But to make it very quick, it is that the one, say, happiness is what we're seeking. The pain that we don't like. There are two emotional states within us. The pain that we don't like, underneath the pain is the iceberg of self-grasping ignorance. Iceberg of self-grasping ignorance and selfishness. These two things are there. So, as compassion grows, selfishness dissolves. And as wisdom grows, iceberg of self-grasping ignorance dissolves. But the basis for pain disappears. And we think that with compassion, more pain will come. But in actuality, the compassion, skillful compassion supported by the wisdom of emptiness, the pain will be reduced, your affection will multiply. This is the secret of happiness. So I know that you will not have any more questions, but you're not too happy.
At the end,
Yes.
other people who are, I feel very compassionate about, they are still not happy, they are still suffering.
This is true. So the point is that when you become a Buddha, not everybody becomes happy. You're getting it? Don't think of that. Okay, Prince Siddhartha, he became Buddha under the Bodhi tree. We all benefited after 2,500 years. Look at His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. One person who thinks of the whole world is a product of the teaching of this Buddha. You're getting it? Just think of this, the magic of this Prince Siddhartha, who produced His Holiness the Dalai Lama as a product of his teaching. Now, how many people are benefited just even to see him? People will cry. You're getting it? So it's not just His Holiness the Dalai Lama one. There are thousands, countless numbers of the Buddhas who became enlightened because of the teachings of Buddha Shakyamuni. When you become a Buddha, likewise, there will be thousands of Buddhas, beings who attain Buddhahood because of your influence, your teaching on Buddha, your teaching. So this is how we benefit the beings. And this is an interesting thing. So we may think, oh no, I'm suffering. The Buddha, all thousand Buddhas in the past, they did not help me in any ways. I'm still suffering. But keep in mind that if Buddhas were non-existent, our suffering today will be a million times more. I'll share you one anecdote. This is very beautiful. You must know this. At times, we read the benefit of the Buddha's compassion without our awareness. Without our awareness. We think that it is our effort. In actuality, it is not. I'll give you one example. I have a friend, and he, during his childhood, he had a very difficult, the family situation was extremely poor. Then, when he reached age 20s, he got a government job. And because of his government, then gradually he started to rise in his positions. Then he became some kind of governor, a small governor. And which means he is very well paid by the standard of the local people. And he had one uncle. And the uncle was driving. How many of you know Luna? Yes, okay. Luna is a small motor. Hey, Devika, you don't know. You know that, isn't it? Yes. So it's a small motorbike, very small motorbike, very cheap and small motorbike. Of course, you have to put petrol, gas in this. It doesn't run on water. It runs on gas. So he has to put gas. And the gas that he puts is like this much in a day. What this will take the motorbike? Maybe a few kilometers. But his tank is huge, 5 liters tank. But he fills only this much because he doesn't have much money.
He went through all such hardship in his childhood that now he spends only less amount of money, 2 rupees. In those days, maybe 20 rupees. 2 rupees, just small amount of the petroleum. One day, his nephew, now who is the governor of the locality, he came to know about this. But he did not want to offend the uncle. So what he did was that his nephew went to the petrol station. And he met with the boss of the petrol station, because the boss would be very happy to see that our governor came. And he gave instruction to the petrol pump owner. There's one gentleman coming to fill petrol from your station. He says, yes. Whenever he comes, so whatever money he gives you, 2 rupees, it's just nothing. 2 rupees, take it and fill his tank for all 5 liters. Give him full the petrol, and then whatever amount he gives you, take it. 2 rupees, 2 rupees, accept it. 2 is nothing. But keep a separate register saying that on this date, your uncle, we give 5 liters of petroleum. Then at the end of the month, you bring the bill on me. Bring the bill to me, then I'll make the payment. And the uncle had no clue that this was what's happening. And he thought that some magic happened. From that day, his tank is full. He just pays the same amount, and now the petrol price has shot down. He thought, now the petrol becomes very cheap. For 2 rupees, you get 5 liters for 2 rupees. He thought, and he tried. He had no clue that this is actually coming from his nephew. He doesn't know this. He thought that this is some either magic or the petrol price dropped. Actually, nothing. No petrol dropped, no magic. It's the son who was helping confidentially. You're getting it? This is how we need to benefit without our knowledge. The benefit from all the Bodhisattvas. This is amazing. Think about this. This is very serious. Okay, thank you, Peter. Okay, good. Going back to the mantra. The first syllable Om. For this mantra, you want to add the syllable Om or you don't want to add it, it's fine. If you don't want to add it, you just straight away start. Ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum tesham tathagato hyavatat tesham chayut nirota evam bhati mahashramanai suha. Whereas you want to add it, it's fine. Benefit is not that if the Om is added, it is addition. Om is missing, there is the inadequacy. No. You know the meaning. Once the meaning is reflected, the benefit is, this is the benefit the Buddha is expecting. So, Om, this is one syllable which you will find very common in Jainism, Hinduism, all forms of Hinduism and Buddhism. This syllable Om is very commonly defined. This syllable Om is constituted of 3 letters. A, U, and Ma, 3 letters. And these 3 letters, they symbolize body, speech, and mind. Body, speech, and mind of we, the ordinary beings, and the body, speech, and mind of us when we become Buddhas. You getting it? But we are ordinary beings as well as when we become Buddha. So when we become awakened, when we become enlightened. So when we recite Om, this to remind us that okay, I should not remain as an ordinary person all the time. I should transform my impure body to the pure body of the full awakened one. I should transform my impure speech to the pure speech of the enlightened one. I should transform my impure mind to the pure mind of the full awakened one. This is what is meant by Om. So now next question is how? How are you going to do that? How are you going to transform your body, speech, and mind, ordinary body, speech, and mind, into the body, speech, and mind of full awakened one. How? In other words, how you're going to become Buddha. Buddha doesn't mean Buddhism. Buddha means a full awakened one, enlightened one. So, then this following mantra comes into play. Okay, I'm going to quickly explain word meaning. Ye dharma, ye, these dharma phenomena, hetu, cause, prabhava, arise. These phenomena arise from causes, prabhava. Hetu, plural form of hetu, plural form of causes. Tesham, these, tathagato, the Buddha, or the one who has gone to the ultimate, the one who's gone to the darkness, in other words, Buddha. Hyabatat is taught or said. These causes are taught by the Tathagata Buddha. Tesham, these, chayo, whatever of these, nirodha, these refer to these causes. Nirodha, cessation, a cessation. The cessation of whatever of these causes, evam, thus, vadi, said or taught. Mahashramana, Maha is the great, Shramana, seer or the saint. The cessation of whatever of these causes is thus taught by the great seer, great saint. Yes, Swaha is established. Yes, Swaha is established. In short, the meaning of the mantra, all these phenomena that we experience, sadness, anxiety, miseries, and so forth, they don't arise randomly. They arise by depends on the causes. And what are the causes of these miseries is taught by the Tathagata. And how to bring an end to these causes is taught by the great seer. You getting it? So from here, we come to learn, for example, like the doctors, how the doctors help us to identify what your problem is. Once the doctor helps you to identify your problem, then the doctors also tell you how to undo the problems, how to recover you from the problem. So this is the message. Okay, Thomas.
Is it Swaha also many goddess of ritual sacrifices about?
Say it again.
Many goddess from the Vedas, Holiness, Swaha.
Mike, Thomas, Mike behind you.
I think that Swaha is also the name of the many goddess of ritual sacrifice about. Is it that correct?
Okay, the Swaha. The yes Swaha. In fact, it is like, earlier I thought that, okay, of course the Sanskrit is a very rich language, very rich. And I thought that one word has so many meanings. I thought that this is so unique to Sanskrit. Later on I discovered it's not true. Because I am a native Tibetan speaker. When people who are learning Tibetan, when they said that, oh, this word means this, I said, no, it means something else. Then, when I think about it, the same Tibetan word has many connotations. I took for granted, because I'm a native Tibetan speaker, because of which I don't have to force in the context. I contextualize the meanings on the spot without thinking. So likewise, Swaha, no doubt, has many meanings. One of which, what you said, maybe, I don't know, but one of which, contextually speaking, it simply means is established. Okay, so this is the meaning. Now, as we read this, try your best. This is how I tried. I'm not at all, I have no clue of Sanskrit. But now when I read this mantra, I read the maximum benefit out of this mantra because I know the meaning. As you recite the mantra in Sanskrit, when meanings are reflected. So that way, when the meanings are reflected, your mind becomes rich, your mind becomes sophisticated. Okay. We'll recite this together. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava Hetum Tesham Tathagato Yavatar Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Hari Mahashramanaye Swaha Om Ye Karma He Tu Prabhavam Tathagato Yavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Bhakti Mahashramanaye Swaha Om Ye Rama He Tu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Tathagato Yavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Bhakti Mahashramanaye Swaha. Meaning of the mantra: all phenomena arise in causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. Okay, continuation from where we left this morning with respect to the Buddha's biography. So what we said is that if you turn to page 5, the biography which we learned this morning is on the basis of this verse here. The one, do you see that? You can see that the one who has transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by altruism to benefit sentient beings, a teacher, Sugata, and a protector to you amid prostrations. Do you see that? If you don't see that, show that hands up. If you cannot see that, you cannot see that? You have seen? Okay. So here, the one who has transformed into the reliable guide. The guide here refers to the guide to Buddhahood, guide to fearlessness, and guide to infinite happiness. When I say Buddhahood, some people may think that, oh, this is Buddhism. No, it has nothing to do with Buddhism. It simply means the guide to what you are seeking. What you seek? You seek fearlessness. You seek freedom from miseries. You seek infinite happiness. And freedom from miseries. Okay, there are two things that we are seeking. Freedom from miseries and infinite happiness. Okay, these two are not same. These two are different. And if possible, during the group discussions, just try to discuss on this part as well. How these two are different. The fearlessness or freedom from misery and infinite happiness. These two are not same. These two are different. Okay. And this one what we said is that everybody seeks these two things. And the state of fearlessness technically is known as nirvana. Let me repeat it. The state of fearlessness is technically referred to as nirvana. And the state of infinite happiness is technically known as Buddhahood. Let me repeat it. The state of fearlessness is technically known as nirvana. And the state of infinite happiness is technically referred to as Buddhahood. Let's not forget this. This is very important. Okay. Then the question arises, can we really attain these two states? Okay, what do you think? Do you think that we can attain this where the misery is zero, suffering is zero, and the happiness infinite? And how many think that it is possible? Maybe possible, in a sense? Maybe possible. Or, I don't think so. I don't think so. Let us not be too positive. I don't think so, in a sense? I don't think so. Okay. Say, whatever is in your mind, you have to express it. No need to feel shy, no need to feel that something's wrong with you. If you think that is not possible, the best would be, say somebody says that yes, it is possible. Yes, it is possible. What would you say if you are somebody who's not too positive? What will you say? Yes, Chelsea. How is it possible? You're getting it? You must be able to ask questions. And then they don't scold the person. And if this person, yes, it's possible, you are living in the dream. You're superstitious, you're living in the dream. Don't say that, you have to ask how. You're getting it? You have to ask how. And if the person does not have that answer, you don't push. Look for other people who give the same answer, yes, and who also gives the answer. This is very important. Whereas if you say, no, it's not possible, full stop, you will not think more. So your cognitive ability will not be increased. Because you will not think. How to sharpen your cognitive intelligence is through exercising this. Through exercising this cognitive thinking by thinking more. So when you say yes, then people will ask you how. When you ask how, then you will think. When you think, your thinking power increases. Your intelligence increases. This is so important. So let us not be negative, let's be positive, but be realistic positive. Don't think that, okay, I'll become Buddha tomorrow, I'm very positive. This is unrealistically positive. You're getting it? Be realistic positive. Don't be negative. No, it's not possible, right? Not possible. Or can we have a white flower? Oh, it's not possible. It's winter. Where will you get the flower? But I see some white flower there. It may be a plastic flower. It doesn't matter even if it's plastic. Now that person's gone. You have all excuses, one for other, one for other. It's negative. By being negative, you stop the growth of your intelligence. Let us be positive. At the same time, what? Realistic positive, not unrealistic positive. This is so important. Be positive and be compassionate. By being positive, your intelligence will grow. You will think. By being compassionate, your heart expands. You become happier. Be compassionate. So in what little way you can help. Don't look for expectations. Help without expectation in return. That's so important. Just help. You getting it? The moment your expectation, then problem arises. Okay. So with this in mind, thank you, Joshua. Okay. So if somebody says yes, then the question is how. How is it possible that you can have the maximum happiness and zero suffering? This is extremely important question. People have a tendency for stress, anxiety disorders. This is very common. Now it is increasing. And depression also increasing. Anxiety increases. So, what's the solution? There's a solution there. So what we said, basic premise, we said that you have the potential for zero suffering and 100% happiness. How do you know that? How do you know that? This question. For this, what we need to know is there's the concept of what is known as the Buddha nature. Buddha nature doesn't mean that you should be Buddhist. No. Buddha nature existed way before Buddha Shakyamuni existed. Buddha Shakyamuni came. Buddha Shakyamuni came only 2,500 years in the past. Whereas Buddha nature existed, for example, if you go back to the Homo sapien, 0.3 million years ago, Buddha nature existed. Before that, 200 million years The dinosaurs, they also had Buddha nature. Before that, go back 4 billion years ago, the unicellular organism, amoeba, it also has Buddha nature. All sentient beings, where there's a mind, which is unenlightened, they have the Buddha nature. Where there's a mind which is unenlightened, has a Buddha nature. You getting it? Everybody's Buddha nature. What about Buddha nature? A nature, when manifested fully, will manifest in the form of the most intelligent, the wisdom, the greatest of the wisdom, greatest of compassion, and greatest of the power. We all have that capacity. And if you manifest these three, then your miseries become zero and your happiness expands to infinity. Let me repeat it. When these three potentials between you manifest fully, you experience zero suffering and happiness, infinity. Let's not forget it. Okay, how do you know that? Again, this question. How do you know that? For this, what we need to remember is that the same, I'd like to give an example. Different example of what is known as Buddha nature. Buddha nature. Give the example of, let's say, how many of you know, is there anybody who is long-term Bodh Gaya? No one. We are all visitors. All visitors. Okay, let's say in Russia there's some water, running water. You remember in Russia, some running water?
Yes, sir.
What? Can you give an example? Volca, can we drink it? Clean water. Okay, over there, disagree. We can drink.
Another one water cannot drink.
Okay, we cannot drink it directly. We can drink.
She said about
Okay, wonderful. Can you think of then children, can you think of any river passing by your place?
yes.
What is it? Volga. Is it drinkable?
Yes, my mom.
Directly.
We can't drink it directly.
You cannot directly drink it.
Without filter.
Without filter, we cannot drink it. Okay, so this will tell you whether you're patriotic or not. Right? Some very patriotic people say, we can drink. Our water is so clean. Those who are more objective, more honest, they will say that we cannot drink it.
Very cold.
Very
cold.
Very cold.
Very cold situation.
Bad for cold. Oh, bad ecological. Okay, bad eco. Yes, bad ecological situation. Yes. Okay, so let's say that there's a very dirty river passing by your place. And how many of you have been Bodh Gaya in the month of May and June? June, July, what's the temperature like? What's the temperature? 50? 48 degrees centigrade. Okay, 48 degrees centigrade. So Russians have no experience. 48 degrees centigrade, right? Okay, so that the 48 degrees centigrade and you are extremely thirsty and somebody brings water from a very dirty river. Will I drink it? You don't want to drink it. You don't want to drink it. Okay. So same water, we subject this to purification process, like reverse osmosis and ultrafiltration. With this, the water becomes very clean. Clean water come out. Okay, my question to you. This clean water came from where? From the dirty water or from Mount Kailash? From Mount Kailash. But we took it from this dirty river. And how come it came from Mount Kailash? Okay, don't forget it. My question to you is, this clean water, after the purification, this clean water came from where? This is my question. Don't forget it. Another example that I have. Okay. Okay. No. Follow me. Right. Okay. So another example that I'll give is that this is a plastic container. I've seen a golden container. And why not? Why not do they should they keep a golden container? Right? And never mind. So we made the dirty water very clean. Likewise, we can make this plastic container, golden container. How? We remove the plastic particles. Remove the plastic particles, and then it becomes gold. Remove the plastic particles, will it become gold or not? Okay, my question to you, all of you, not only one or two persons, you're getting it? Okay, this plastic, like the dirty water, make the dirty water, remove the dirt, and the water, very clean water came out. Likewise, this plastic container, we remove the plastic particles, and it becomes gold. Yes? No. Okay, my question to you is, why, in the case of the water, dirty water, when you remove the dirt, instead of the water disappearing, water became very clean. For the plastic bottle, instead of the plastic bottle becoming gold, by removing the plastic particles, the plastic bottle disappears. Why? Anyone raise hands? Anyone raise hands? Anyone raise hands? Anyone raise hands? I don't want to see the experts' hands. I don't see many experts' hands. These are expert from Tushita. expert from Tushita. Expert from something Tushita. Both. Okay. Yes, Armin. Mike.
Because there was water in the dirty water, and we didn't take out the water because of the dirt.
Say again?
Because there was water in the dirty water, and we didn't take out the water, we just took out the dirt, what left is water.
Okay. So we took out the dirt and the clean water came out.
Yeah, because the dirt is not, it's separate from the water, it's not.
The clean water came from where?
It is already there.
It's already there. But it's only dirty.
It's just, it's covered in dirt. It's actually clean.
Okay. Are you good? Anyone else? The gentleman over there. Okay, here, Mike.
Because the nature of the water in the dirt is actually clean or pure. And if you just remove the dirt, then it becomes like pure water. And if we remove plastic from plastic, the nature of plastic is not gold. So you don't get gold out of plastic.
Okay, correct me if I got you wrong. Let me paraphrase what your name? Joshua. Okay. So what Joshua is saying is that with the dirty water, the true nature of the water, dirty water is very pure. So when you remove the dirt, you are separating the dirt from the true nature of the water, which is pure. So that when you remove the dirt, the true nature, which is the purity of the water, manifests. Whereas with the plastic, when you remove the plastic particles are the nature of the plastic bottle, and the gold is not the true nature of the plastic. Even if you remove the plastic particles, gold will not manifest. How many agree with Joshua? Raise hands. Very good. Thank you. So, in other words, we say that however dirty the water is, the true nature of the water, dirty water, is extremely pure. So, what you're doing is that you are separating the true nature of the water and the adventitious nature of the dirt. These are the adventitious nature of the water. You are separating the true nature, adventitious nature and the true nature of the water. Remove the adventitious nature, the true nature of water, which is purity, manifests. Okay, this is what the great Indian master Acharya Dharmakirti said, that the Semgirangshi Reserva, Timanan Lopurva, the true nature of your mind is clear light. Like the true nature of the water is pure. Like the true nature of your mind is clear light. And the mental defilements are adventitious. Let me repeat it. The true nature of your mind is clear light. The mental defilements are adventitious. Okay, is there anybody who would like to explain what is adventitious? What is meant by adventitious? Pamela? Mike?
The verse is not one of the Lord, so that adventitious is some same nature.
Adventitious nature is not the true nature. This is something which is separable from the true nature. Very good, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so our mind, like the dirty water, however defiled our mind is, however defined our mind is, luckily, our mind is not like the plastic bottle. Our mind is like the dirty water. The true nature of mind is so pure. When I say our, it does not exclude you. You are included. Each one of you included. Your mind is so pure. The true nature of mind is so pure. What do you mean by pure? Pure meaning that it has three qualities: perfect wisdom, perfect love, and the perfect potential. Perfect wisdom, perfect love and affection, and perfect love or perfect compassion, and perfect power. When you manifest these three qualities, you become fearless. And say, with wisdom, you become fearless. With the perfect love, your joy multiplies infinitely. With the perfect power, you are endowed with the power to benefit all the beings instantly. Let me repeat it. The perfect wisdom makes you fearless. And a perfect compassion makes you expand your joy to infinity. And perfect power allows you to be of infinite service, benefit to the infinite sentient beings simultaneously. This is when you experience fearlessness and infinite happiness. That is known as Buddha nature. And oftentimes, there is mention of 9 examples given to the Buddha nature that is present within us. 9 examples given. These are given in the text known as Uttara Tantra, Sublime Continuum. Okay. There are 9 examples given. 9 examples given of this what? For the Buddha nature. The potential that you have. That all of us have. This Buddha nature, 9 examples given in the text known as Uttara Tantra, or Sublime Continuum in English, and in Tibetan, Lama. Okay. And the 9 examples given, I'm going to read this here. The first example is, they say, the Buddha statue in a decaying lotus, like this, in a decomposing lotus. Inside there's a Buddha statue. Outside, superficially, you see like a drooping flower, but inside there's a Buddha statue. So the drooping flower is the metaphor for our body, impurities. And inside, there's the Buddha nature within each one of us. This is one example. And second example given is, we say the bees. How many of you have seen the beehives? Beehives, right? The bees. You like the bees? Bees will sting you, right? They will sting you. So the beehives, where all the bees are there, inside there's honey. You're getting it? There's honey inside. So the bees are like our body and impurities, and what is inside, honey, the essence, honey, that's the Buddha nature within you. Number 2, is a beautiful example. Then number 3 is the grain in the husk. Same. Okay. The rice grain, when you get it from the field, what you have to white, then, Armin?
I think it was white.
You have no idea. Okay. So let's listen what Armin has to say. I said, rice, is it white when it comes from the field? He said, no, it's not white. No, what is that like? He said, I have no idea. You're getting it? Okay, let me give you one example. This is very important. Armin reminded me of that example. Once, uncle was taking his nephew, a little boy, nephew, and say in front of them passes a cow. And the uncle told the nephew, hey, look, you're drinking milk every day, and this milk comes from this cow. And the boy said, no, it's not coming from the cow. And the uncle said, yes, it comes from the cow. And the uncle and the nephew, very little boy, two of them had argument. And the boy was very stubborn. And the uncle finally gave up, said that if it's not coming from the cow, tell me where it's coming from. The boy said it comes from the bottle. Because he always saw this coming from the bottle. He never saw how the milk get into the bottle from the cow. He had no idea. You get it? Likewise, Alvin had no idea. How the rice that was taken, it comes from, it's coming from the husk. Husk, okay. So, husk is not eatable, but what's inside is edible. That's essence. So, husk is like a body, impurities. And what's inside us, that's Buddha nature. Next is gold inside of filth, dirt, garbage. Sometimes you can find treasures. You agree? You just dug the garbage, and then sometimes you get treasure out of it. Once in a blue moon. So a gold in a garbage. Gold inside the filth. Filth is the metaphor for our impurities, and gold inside is the metaphor for our Buddha nature. Then the treasure underneath the ground. Treasure underneath the ground. Let's say we are very poor, and we are living in a very simple hut, and then it may be leaking in the monsoon. And underneath the ground, there's a treasure. Do you agree with me? As long as we don't discover that treasure underneath the ground, we remain poor. The moment we discover that, you are no more poor. Perhaps you can be the richest person in your country. You agree? Okay. So, superficially you remain as poor. That is our impurities. And underneath the ground, hidden, there is the treasure there. So that is the Buddha nature. And the next, sprout arising from the seed. The sprout, apple seed, we cannot eat that. It's very bitter. But apple seed has the potential for the sprout, giving rise to apple tree, eventually giving rise to apples. So it has a tremendous potential inside. So apple seed, which is a bitter nature, that is like our impurities. And from there, apples grow. That is the Buddha nature. Then, Buddha statue in a tattered cloth. Say the golden Buddha statue draped in a dirty cloth. You may think, oh, is it dirty? You can throw this. But people who know the treasure, oh, there's a golden Buddha statue there. And actually it happened. I think somewhere in Thailand or in Burma. You know the story? That once a monk who was taking care of the monastery of the shrine, once he saw that the Buddha statue that they had, this Buddha statue, there was a little crack made of mud. There was a crack. And he was a little worried that Buddha statue may be breaking in pieces because it's made of mud. And then to his surprise, he noticed that from the crack, he could see something glowing. He could see something glowing. And he reported this to other people. Then other people, out of curiosity, they checked what's inside. And every inside of it was golden Buddha statue. You get it? Golden Buddha statue covered by mud. And people were wondering, how come that is it? Nobody knew about this. And this monastery, it was for 100 years, for 200 years. And nobody knew about that there's a golden Buddha statue inside, a big one. So the story had it that once invaders came. And they were damaging all the Buddha statues, temples, and destroying everything. And it was the anecdote which only one very elderly person knew about. Otherwise, everybody forgot. After 40, 50, 60 years, then the invaders came, and then this Buddha statue made of gold, pure golden Buddha, will be looted. So these monks there, what they did was that they plastered this with the mud, so that the looters will not know that it's golden. And then what is mud? Then they just left it like this. And later, generation after generation, they thought that this is just a mud, clay Buddha. This is what was meant. So this is exactly the Buddha statue in a tattered cloth, Buddha statue in a mud, in a clay. So the clay resembles our impurities, and the Buddha statue resembles our Buddha nature. And then, this is again a very interesting example given. King, to be born in a mother's womb. A mother may be a beggar, and the child that the mother is bearing will eventually become a king. Yes, it does happen in many places. A beggar's child can eventually become a king. So, the king means the best of the person, the most important person in the kingdom. And the mother, very poor, one is considered as very insignificant. So the mother resembles our impurities, and the child who is later to become the king or the queen, that is the metaphor for our Buddha nature. Finally, gem and clay. Okay, same gem and clay. So think of these examples. Will give us a greater clarity in the existence, confidence in the existence of Buddha nature within us. When you become very confident that you have the Buddha nature, then you will not at all feel demoralized. You will never feel helpless. There's always a way out. There's always a way out because I have the Buddha nature. This is very important. Okay. And some of you have, what other question you will have related to Buddha nature? So I give examples. These 9 examples are given in Uttara Tantra by Maitreya. Then also I give the example with the reasoning as to how. What exactly is the Buddha nature? With example, again I gave. So what examples, what question you might have? Anyone? As a follow-up question. Anyone? Okay, Leon. This question is coming from Tushita.
Tushita expert.
Yes, from Tushita.
I guess, how do we know that where to look for? Like, for example, like water and gold in a field or treasure in the ground. Like why would we look in this field in something that is filthy we don't know yet where to go.
Say it again.
How do we start our search for Buddha nature? Because we don't know yet that there is a Buddha nature. We only can rely on the words of our
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Leon, do you mean to say that say our Buddha nature, it can be like, say, this beautiful example is given, but there are other counter examples also. Counter examples also there. For example, like, say, out of 10,000 garbage tattered cloth, oh, there must be Buddha statue there. You remove, you just check all the 10, it's just waste of time, right? So how can you say that we are like the tattered cloth with the Buddha inside, and why the others are not? Others meaning other tattered cloth. Okay, so how do we know that? This is a very serious question. Again, this book is a treasure. Again, in this book, can you check? There's one short text with the title, In Praise of Dharma Dadu. Can you see that? Anyone? In Praise of Dharma Dadu. Page 19. 90. Page 90. Okay. Some of us have it on page 89, old version. New version must be on page 89. In Praise of Dharma Dadu. This is a short text composed by Arya Nagarjuna. This short text composed by Arya Nagarjuna, that gives us a reason. It's not just examples. It gives us a reason how each one of us, we have the Buddha nature. And what I would say is that, the 10 days teaching on the wisdom. Wisdom is wisdom to know your Buddha nature. We learn this wisdom. And also later on, I would highly suggest you to study this text. But if you read it on your own, you may find it difficult to understand it. In fact, there are Tibet where the recording the early teachings available. We can listen to those teachings, the recording. Okay, so this is extremely precious text to tell us how we truly have to Buddha nature. Each one of us have to Buddha nature. Very good? Okay. This is a very serious question. How do we know that we have the Buddha nature? We must. Examples are very important. Meanwhile, the reasons. With examples, there is always a counter-example. Counter-example to disprove. Counter-examples are there. Examples are there. Now, examples have to be used to support the reasons. And the reasons you will see in this book. In this book, particularly in this short text, In Praise of Dharma Dhatu. Okay. In between, if you do find that, okay, I want to know more, and then where there's some connection, relation, related to what we are studying, feel free to bring them up in the form of questions. So, the lady over there, you have a question?
Why do we get these obscurations?
This is a good question. Okay, why do we get this question? Why do we get? In other words, why are we angry? Why we attached? Why we have fear? Why we have jealousy? Okay, anyone? How many of you have anger issue? Not anger issue, anger. Anger or anger issue? Right? How many don't know what is anger? Right hands? Okay, we all know what is anger, right? Okay, now you tell me. Okay, your name? Shahid. Shahim. Okay. Okay, Shahim, what I would suggest is, I'd like to ask you, do you have any anger? Not now. You have anger. Okay. Anger came from where? Anger of 2024 came from where?
It comes usually in some situation.
Yes, situation.
There's some trigger and then there is anger.
Okay, so the trigger is not anger.
The trigger is not anger.
Anger is come from where?
From somewhere inside.
So inside, right? Okay, so it came from yesterday's or the last year's?
Sometimes.
Last year's anger remnants?
Yes, sometimes.
Okay, so in short, what I'm saying is that, for example, say, you have good come out of English. Where do you get this English?
I was always good at English.
No, not always. When you're born, you did not know English. Day-1 you were born, your English was 100%. Right? How do you get this beautiful English? How do you get this beautiful English today?
I studied.
You studied, which means the past. You're getting it? So all this dirt that we have today, it came from yesterday. The mental defilements that we have today, this year, it came from 2023. And the mental dirt that we have in this life came from the past life. You're getting it? So this is how we can track back. And you may ask me, what was the first point? You're getting it? First point, if you find a first point, before that is you are a Buddha. And Buddha cannot become a non-Buddha. You're getting it? So therefore, the reason that this is, don't always track what is the original one. Go from today, real life today, go back to the past life, next life, the immediate preceding life. And then from the preceding life to the next preceding life, you keep going like this, you can go ad infinitum. Infinitum means no beginning. You're getting it? And we are so addicted to believe in a beginning. When is the Big Bang? The beginning of the universe, Big Bang. The Homo sapiens, when is the first Homo sapien? The first. We always crave to look for a beginning, a starting point. And at times it is not true. There are things which have no beginning. There are things which have beginning. 2024 has a beginning. Time does not have a beginning. A specific time has a beginning. Meaning, 2024 as a specific time has a beginning. But time per se has no beginning. You're getting it? For example, say, planet Earth. Planet Earth, and then you go beyond this. Beyond the planet Earth, then you see what? Space. When will the space end? There is no point to say that this is the end of the space. You can go back, you can go ad infinitum. Infinitum means there's no point of set limit. There's no limit there. So this is what we need to know. We have to learn. There are things which we learn I would say, unintentionally. We have learned things with the modern education to believe in some concepts which are actually not true. It's not that all things should have a beginning. It's not necessary. Some things have beginning, some don't. Any more questions? Yes.
So, was it like whenever this started, like anger or whatever, right? As far as back as we can go, was it a mistake?
It's mystery.
Mistake.
Oh, that's interesting. Is it mistake? Okay. Are you happy, not happy to have these? Not happy. So which means, what does it mean by mistake? Mistake means things which you did and what ought to be, there's a discrepancy there. This is known as ignorance. Ignorance is a mind whose apprehension of the object does not tally with the reality. An action which does not tally with what you ought to be doing, that is a mistake. Cognitive mistake is there. Cognitive mistake is known as ignorance. Mistake in action is known as mistake. Mistake in behavior. Mistake in cognitive thinking is known as ignorance. So ignorance, yes, is due to ignorance. And the ignorance can be fixed. And we are trying to fix the ignorance. And the Buddha, under the Bodhi tree, he fixed the ignorance completely. Now we are trying to emulate the Buddha. Good? Okay. So with this, what we learned is that we all have the potential for perfection. And that is that quality, that treasure, in fact, that the greatest treasure of happiness, believe it or not, greatest treasure of happiness. This is within us. Okay, this is very important. When we go through low phase of life, we go through very low phase of life, sadness, we think, oh, this is so hopeless. No, this is not the reality. We are blinded of our true nature. So, let me just take you with one question. My question to you is, how many of you, in your life, you had experienced one moment which is really, 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 really beautiful, extremely beautiful moment, presents? How many of you had that experience? Very beautiful moment. Okay. Anyone who wants to share this moment with us? Anyone? Great. Raise hands. Yes. Yes, yes.
It was a moment when I met His Holiness Dalai Lama, and at that moment, it was in the early morning in Dharamsala, 5 o'clock I think, and that moment, when I woke up, this was the only day in my life that I feel myself alive completely, alive and happy. And the happiness was so extreme, I had 2 babies. So if I can't compare it with even the birth of the babies or that moment, I was so happy that I am alive, that I am at that moment, and that His Holiness also is alive and here, and I can be here. So it was really a great moment, I'll say. But it was just one moment in my life.
This is a beautiful expression. Say the fact that I'm alive, the fact that His Holiness is alive there, because of the encounter of which, beautiful moment, just you felt. I'm so lucky that I'm alive to experience that. That His Holiness is alive to trigger this beautiful moment within me. Beautiful. Beautiful. Anyone else? Anyone else who likes to share? Yes. Your name?
Yeah.
Your name?
Details.
Didiers. Mike.
I live in France, in a place very close to nature. We have a forest and a river, and anytime I go for a walk, and I listen just to the river flowing and the birds, I feel very good.
Okay.
Just been there, part of the nature.
Big in nature, with beautiful river flowing, the forest, birds chirping, and your mind sings, dancing. Your mind sings in dance. Right? Beautiful, amazing. Anyone else? Anyone else? Any one moment, beautiful moment, Leon? Yes.
Thank you. The thing is, there's so much beautiful moments, but the most beautiful for me when I see when people kind to each other. When people is kind, are kind to each other. Witness to, kind actions towards each other, just because of their kindness. And I always remember the verse from the Session-3 Bodh, when he's saying about may the weapons and the sharp knives turn into flowers which are grown in the flowers in the clay.
Wonderful,
So
wonderful.
I will see this when someone do something.
Say the Bodhisattva chapter, this text, where it says that may the may the sharp weapons, which would otherwise cut and create pains on others, may they turn into flowers. People throwing flowers to each other rather than throwing weapons to each other. Beautiful. It's all, manifestation of the compassion that this great author, great enlightened master is expressing. So when you feel that, there's such a beauty, feeling of beauty and the joy coming. Very good. Venerable Deshenla.
Also, it's like flowers, holding down the
Mike.
Is that because that expression of stop and smell the flowers, that it's become really more enjoy stopping seeing beautiful roses and smelling them. And just being in that moment with this beautiful flower, a aroma.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone? Yes, Jumela. Anyone moment was very pleasant, extremely memorable. Wow. So wonderful. Thank you, Jimala. Thank you. Anyone else want to share your beautiful moments? Okay, Devi Gaya.
This is the last year when I'm taking my son on a hike to the Rajasthan, and he really didn't want to come initially, but I pushed him to come with me. And when he started enjoying the hike and running around and being really happy, when he came to me, told me how happy he was and how he hike. That was a very beautiful.
Okay, Devika pushing her son to join her for the hiking, and she has to push first. The once he's already there, he starts enjoying it. Then the mother is so happy, right? Okay, who is that son? Who is that son? He may be a son or a daughter also. Who is that son? Who is that daughter? Huh? Anyone? Who is that son? You? No, you're not. Joshua? You are the one? No? Carl? You're not. Okay. So, generally speaking, the people don't really appreciate their parents' love and affection. Particularly when you cross age 14, age 15, 16, very complicated age. You see your parents as your enemies. In reality, the love of the parents is just amazing. Let's not take for granted. Say what Devika is expressing. Just for her, the joy is not that she's hiking, but that her son is enjoying the hiking. That is her joy. So this is the mother's love. The parents, they love their children so much. And we take for granted. We take these for granted. In fact, one time, it was on several occasions that I asked the same question. One time it was in the Vana Healing Center. Where the group was small, like 20 people, when I was giving this talk, and I asked, what is the most beautiful moment? And everybody was sharing about the children. One gentleman said that the most beautiful moment in his life was holding his 1-day-old daughter's hand. Let me repeat it. For him, the most beautiful moment in his life was holding the hand of 1-day-old daughter, his 1-day-old daughter. When he was saying this, literally he became so emotional. He was on the verge to cry. He would express his feeling. Tell me, who's that daughter? Who's that son? Each one of us. We take for granted. This is the amount of love and affection that parents feel towards us. And we take for granted. This is a problem. So, okay, with this in mind, what I'm sharing with you is that let's say that, like what Venerable Geshe shared, say, seeing the flowers and smelling the fragrance of the flowers and so forth, then the deep feeling of joy comes in us. So this deep feeling of joy is coming from where? Is it from the flowers or is it from inside? Because this flower is the same flower to everybody. It's the same smell to everybody. But the same joy which the Geshe is expressing is not happening to everybody. It happens to only some few people. For me, I don't know whether I will feel that joy. I don't know whether I will feel the joy. But the Geshe felt that, right? How come that I'm not feeling it and the Geshe felt that? Why? Anyone? It's coming from where? From the smell or from somewhere inside? This is we have to explore. You're getting it? That beautiful feeling came from inside. Okay, is there anybody from Singapore? One. Anyone else? No one. For me, I would say there are certain moments. I will just share with you 2 moments which are extremely beautiful. One moment was when I must be aged 3 or 4. And my mother, just a housemaker, and she didn't have anything to do in a very remote village. And she was sitting on a very big, I would say little boy, I was just 3 or 4, and a huge rock. On this, my mother was set, and there are 3 children. My sister, my brother, and myself as the youngest one. And she was holding all 3. And I, being the baby of the family, I had the privilege to be in the center. And she would sing a song. That is the most beautiful moment in my life. That's the most beautiful moment. It's amazing. After how many years? After 5 years. I lost my mother when I was 5 years old. And then after about 6 or 7 years, 6 or 7 years later, when I was in school, this little boy forgot about the mother. And this school teacher, the class teacher, taught a Tibetan song. And this song was a very village song. It's a very simple song. The moment he sang the song, I could not control my tears. This little boy, he was just about like age 8 or 9, could not control his tears because of being reminiscent of the mother's love, the beautiful moment that he had with his mother. You getting it? So that's come from inside. It's not come from the song. Right? For the other children, it may be a very boring song. But for the little boy, this very, very special song. It just makes the boy run into tears, being reminiscent of his mother's love and affection. So this is something we need to think very seriously, that this Buddha nature, this beautiful joy, is coming from inside. And we say the external factors, they can help us to retrieve that experience once in a while. But say that we can harness this potential fully, but directly retrieving this rather than waiting for external factors. Let me repeat it. Instead of waiting for external factors to retrieve this joy, there's a way by which to directly retrieve it, directly dig this treasure, directly. What is that? Remove the dirt and the treasure will manifest. And this dirt, how to remove this dirt so the treasure inside will be unearthed fully? How to remove this dirt? Okay, this I'd like to share with you one thing. That The metaphor. Okay, it's not 4:34. Okay, a short break. Om Gati Gati Aragati Arasangati Bodhisvara Om Gati Gati Aragati Arasangati Bodhisvara. Page 52, Day-1 prayer. Page 52. The Day-1 prayer is considered very important. That the Tibetan great masters, they talk of two activities very important, one at the beginning and one at the end. The beginning, the activity of setting up proper motivation. In the beginning, setting proper motivation makes no difference. For example, say we come into the retreat, and then tomorrow morning we're going to the main temple. And did you all know the timing? No? Tomorrow, today, 5:45. Okay, 5:45, we are all should be getting here in front of the Bodh. From there, by 6, we'll all set off to the main temple. And of course, we need to keep in mind, no mobiles allowed. No mobiles, no gadgets, nothing allowed. And including any electronic items like the pen drive and so forth, not allowed. Huh? They allow. Okay, so if we debate, then the whole day will be lost for all of us. Each of us debating, no point. The best thing is, no debate, right? No debate. The books, yes. Oh, yes, thank you. So this book, you must pray. And a cushion also, for you to sit, cushion also. Okay, so we'll all either go in the three-wheeler or in the bus, school bus, which the institute is organizing it. So it's 5:45 in the morning. Okay. So what I'm saying is the two things. One is setting proper motivation, that makes a difference. And when the motivation is very pure, all your activities will automatically turn towards virtue. And at the end, dedicating the virtues properly. Proper dedication. So what we're doing is, because today is the end of the more formal first day session, we'll recite the Day-1 prayer. I dedicate the merit thus get the first realization that is in the prayers of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of 3 times, and to the upholding of the doctrine, scripture, and insight, and all lives through the force of this merit, never separate from the 4 wheels of the Mahayana vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, knowledge, the perfect and the 2 stages. From my 2 collections, vast space that have been amassed, from working with effort in this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief lead Buddha for all those whose minds be smiles blind with ignorance. Okay, so we have group discussion now. Yes, 3 prostrations.
What's the sixth?